Can I even say this? I had one. It was, can I post them my jocks after a game before washing them?
From the Newsroom at news.com.au.
He is an AFL superstar, a Telstra ambassador, and a man whose hair somehow stays perfect even after 4 quarters of footy. From the Sydney Swans, it's Isaac Heeney. G'day, mate.
How you going?
I'm very good, thanks. We've had a lot of people sending questions that they've always wanted to ask an AFL player. You are the guinea pig. How are you feeling?
Excited, bit nervous, but we'll see what we come up with.
Okay. All right. The first question, what does a typical week look like during the season for you? Like, how many days do you actually have to work?
A hard-hitting question straight up. I was expecting some quirky ones. In season, yeah, obviously different to pre-season, but I guess assuming we play on a Saturday, I'll start with the Monday. So if we play on a Saturday, Monday's our first day, and generally it's a sort of bit of a recovery, run around, a few skills, get the body moving. We say sort of movement is medicine, so get the body moving into a review of that previous week.
Right.
And then you're doing weights, Pilates, massage, sort of your physio, getting your body right. Into Tuesday is one of our main sessions, so we do 2 main sessions throughout the week. Tuesday will be one of them, and we'll do a bit of a preview of the week ahead, the team we're playing, into more skills-based, a bit longer, sort of probably 6 to 7 kilometres. So not too it's not too strenuous. Pre-season we're doing 3 days of like 13-kilometre sessions.
Gosh.
But the Tuesday. Run around, a bit more skills, bit of a laugh, not too high intensity.
Right.
Wednesday's technically our day off. A lot of the boys will come in and do extras, whether it's extra recovery, sort of vision, skills, making sure your body right as well. Speaking of the coach, if you need to pop in there and say I'm good to go for that week. And then Thursday, you're prepping yourself for the week. You're getting stuck into the opposition. At an individual level, at a line level, so forwards, mids, backs, and then as a team as well. And then that's in the morning before we go out to train, and we train as if we're playing this team.
This is relentless. Okay.
It's a lot more than just bloody going out there and running around and chasing a footy, which is kind of what we do. We've got a few simpletons in the team that
so we're
that's
up
all
to
they
Thursday.
do.
You're still going on Thursday. What about Friday?
And then Friday's captain's run is pretty easy. So once again, we'll do the last little sort of final touches on the opposition analysis and then go out there, have a kick around, muck around. That one's really low key, kick a goal, and then you massage and extra weights if you need to do them into playing on the Saturday, and then generally Sunday's off. So
that is mental. I had no idea. So it's a 6-day-a-week job, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. You kind of don't really. We say, we try and stay at a professional level for 7 days. So you're kind of representing the club. 7 days a week throughout in season, and obviously it's all about getting your body right. So it's a pretty selfish thing. I know my partner's been incredible. She looks after me and understands that. I guess what I need to do to get myself up for a game and to back it up each week. Right,
so you've got your game that you obviously watch back during the week, but how many other games of AFL footy do you watch each week during the season?
I watch more NRL than I do AFL.
Do you?
So, I never used to... I'm not a massive... I'd like to say I'm a student of the game, but I'm not massive on watching other teams play as much until we're about to play them. Yeah. So I'd rather go out and watch the Roosters play the Rabbitohs, or I know a few boys at the Storm, so watch them sort of dominate. And I love that more than... And I grew up with NRL being from Newcastle, so that was kind of it's a bit of a getaway, bit of a what I enjoy.
We've got this question sent in. A lot of people have noticed your Instagram photos, a lot of shirtless ones, and you're in great nick. Do you have to follow a strict diet, they've asked, or are you exercising so much that you can literally eat whatever you want?
I'd say a lot of the boys, we do have a 24/7 dietitian, so she's awesome. I wouldn't say I'm the strictest with my diet. I do. I'm a massive sweet tooth, so love my chocolate. That's my guilty little pleasure, and one bite turns into a whole block. So it's kind of my mentality. I can't help myself, but I'm pretty strict these days. I think the last few years especially, I've realised how much it sort of correlates to how quickly you recover into how you perform. So if you're not eating too well, you're not going to perform. You feel sluggish. Like I said, you're not hitting the numbers you normally do, and then you're not backing it up week in, week out, sort of day in, day out in pre-season.
What about after a match? Do you get to have a big cheat meal?
Yeah, I do. I love my dirty KFC chicken. It's like incredibly greasy chicken, but I'm also, I feel crook as it, so it sits me on the toilet for a little while after that. So,
what's your go-to order at KFC?
Oh, the Zinger box is good.
Nice.
But I love my wicked wings. If I could eat chicken wings for days. So that's a little guilty pleasure of mine too.
Are you allowed to drink alcohol during the season? What are the rules there?
Yeah, normally, and that's probably changed from my younger years to now. Early days, I've probably drunk way too much. I feel like a lot of boys do until you sort of understand your body and the rigours of football. But throughout the season, it's you really only have a few drinks when there's an 8, like a longer break.
Right.
So if you're 7 to 7, like say Saturday till Saturday, from game to game, you can have a few drinks, but you sort of look after yourself. It's a Saturday to a Sunday game. You can have a few beers to loosen up, but even then, throughout the season, you don't get carried away. You can go and have a bit of a release and a bit of fun with the fellas or your mates or whoever it is. But I'm a bit of a saint in season and loosen up in the off season, have a bit of fun.
Do you have any superstitions someone wants to know? Any lucky jocks or socks or anything like that?
I do. I've got these jocks. They're sports jocks, and I wear the one pair all season. And the last one, it hung on. The last 2 games, I was playing with a hole in the bottom of them, and it was dangerous news.
But they get washed, right?
They get washed.
Okay,
they get washed. They get washed. Yeah.
Do you have a game day playlist like that you listen to on match day?
Not a playlist. I've got one song that I got one of the boys, so Robbie Fox and I. It started actually the start of 2024. 23 by Chase Beckham. I love my country music, so he's a.
What's it called? 23 by Chase.
23 by Chase Beckham.
Yeah, right. Not related
Not
to
many
David
people.
and Posh, right?
No,
yeah,
I don't think so. No. He's not a massive artist, but I think he's getting bigger. But it's just that one song, and it was kind of like a ritual. We had to listen to it on the way to the game.
Wow.
When we were driving there, I'd pick him up and we'd put it on and blast it. On the bus, we'd sit next to each other and blast it. So
I love that. I'm going to have a little bit of a listen. Now, the Swans have a few very famous supporters. I believe Sydney Sweeney dropped into the club. Tell me about that.
Pretty crazy. She's obviously an amazing actor and not too bad on the eye too. She's a very good looking lady. But it was funny. She came into the change room post game, and we'd obviously played a good game. We had a good win, and I can't actually remember who we played. I was a bit starstruck at the end of it. But by the time I went off, I had this. I had like a headbutt.
Yeah.
So it was a head-on-head collision with one of the other players, and I came off, and I've never had it before, but I had this lump on my head.
An egg.
It wasn't just an egg. It was like a second head. It was enormous, and I was so embarrassed to all the boys go up and meeting her, and I'm like, I want to go up and get a photo with her, Sydney Sweeney. And anyway, I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I had the biggest egg on my head. It was there'd be a photo. It was disgusting.
Oh, so you didn't
I was so
go
embarrassed.
up?
No, I didn't.
Couldn't just whack a cap on?
I should have.
Wow,
No,
missed
so
opportunity.
It legit, yeah, it was half my head.
But all the other boys lost their minds, did they?
A few of them did. I think there's a few stories going around. I think it was 50% of the club hit her up in the DMs on Insta.
All right, we've got someone who wants to know, when you have an interstate match, do you have to share a hotel room with a teammate these days, or do you get your own?
No, you get your own. They look after you, which is good, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so you'd...
Oh, there you go.
Free
That
to
cuts
go.
out the next 3 questions I was going to ask. All right, let's step inside the locker room for a minute. Someone wants to know, do all players get their gear off after a game, or do some wear budgies in the shower?
Some get it off, they'd get it off during the game if they could, some of the fellas. No, most of the boys do. We used to, before we had the new facilities, we had 8 showers all in just one room, so no dividers. Whereas now we've got, I think there's still 8, but there's dividers. So
Oh, interesting.
majority still get there. I'd say 80% of us get our gear out.
I wasn't sure what you were going to say. Get our gear out.
Yeah, and then the rest are mainly the younger fellas till they get a bit of confidence and then go, it's just normal.
Yeah, understandable. This is a question I have always wanted answered. How often does an AFL player get paid? Do you get paid weekly, monthly?
Monthly. Yeah,
Monthly.
I think it changes. Some boys are on match payments and they get paid. It's still monthly, but in the middle of the month. So you generally get paid at the end of the month, and then if you get matches, you get paid in the middle of the month as well. So two little payments.
I get paid monthly. It sucks.
Really?
Yeah, it's so annoying. 'Cause you have to budget for a whole. Well,
For a month,
maybe
yeah.
I'm doing more budgeting than you are, but still, it's pretty annoying. We all have hobbies that we like to spend a bit of money on. What would yours be?
I've got a few at the moment. I love my surfing.
Okay.
So that one, it's not too bad. I mean, a surfboard's about $1,000, so it hits you, but you don't get too many unless you break them. And then I'm into my archery at the moment, so I'm doing a bit of I grew up on a farm, and I did a lot with my old man and my brother. So I've bought a compound bow, and I shoot it with my best mate. He's sort of in the military, and we go to he's got a facility out west that we go to and just have a shot out there. So
what's a bow and arrow worth?
They range. You can get some for $5-6 grand. You probably get more, but they're full setup. Like you got the sight, you got the quiver, the arrows themselves are pretty expensive, and you can lose them pretty quick if you're not a good shot. Yeah, but I'd say mine cost me about $1,500.
Wow. All right, this is a real note to anyone wanting to break into your house. Don't even think about it, because the man is armed. We all have workmates that we don't get on with, right? So, like, how do you handle that when you have a teammate that you're not very close with or you don't get on with?
It's a funny one. I think the Swans is probably different to most other clubs, because a lot of the boys that will come from interstate anyway, so they don't know too many people within Sydney. So a lot of their mates are just the boys at the club. And then you also got your own cliques. Like there's groups that go off, but I think we've been pretty lucky. We don't have anyone that is a, for lack of a better word, just
a flog. There's no flogs.
Flog.
Yeah.
We don't have any flogs at the club, so you get a few that you get sick of, and you're like, mate, just fucking piss off. Like, we're done with it, because you love the sound of your own voice or something. But I guess there's enough boys. There's 46 in the list, so you can kind of keep yourselves to a certain degree.
I'm going to throw you a topical question here. The sports boys will kill me if I don't ask this. The Swans recently signed Charlie Curnow from Carlton during trade week. You lost Will Hayward and Ollie Florent, two of your players, as part of that deal. How hard is it to lose teammates at the end of a year like that, as part of a deal like that?
Yeah, tough one. It's been a tough one. There's been a bit of movement this trade period, I guess, but it's a bittersweet. Sort of what happened over the last few weeks is Will and Ollie, I'm obviously extremely close with, that we've got our own company together, and they've both been shipped off to Carlton, and neither of them really wanted to go, which makes it tough. It shows you it's a bit of a meat market, the whole AFL business, especially each club. And I mean, to get a player of the calibre of Charlie Curnow is pretty incredible. So hopefully we can get him fit and firing, and hopefully he can be the next person to kick 100 goals and take us to the ultimate. But it's hard when I think we've built sort of 8 years with those two boys, and I've played every year with them. So it's going to be hard to miss. You stay in contact with them, like we're sort of brothers for life now, and they're incredible people, not just great footballers. So it's going to be tough. It's only fresh. I was running with Will this morning, and he's still pretty shattered and still trying to find a place down there. So it kind of uproots your life pretty hard on their end, especially. So
puts the pressure on Charlie too, doesn't it? It's like, mate, you'd better be good. We lost 2 buddies for you.
Yeah, it will put a bit on him, but he's an unbelievable player. So if his body's right, he'll be. He'll be fine. Yeah.
Every club has a prankster. What is the best footy prank you've seen at a club during your days?
I was thinking about this all day. When I was my first year, it was probably more so early in my career that pranks were massive.
Right.
And there was one where I got up out of bed and went to jump in the car to drive to the club, and the boys the night before, and this is like Brandon Jack, Toby Nankervis, and then a couple of the other boys, but those two mainly. And I was living with Toby at the time, and I jumped in my car, just a little Holden, and it was full of beanbag balls. So you know the beanbag, and like up to the windows. So I've jumped in it going like, how am I getting to the club without polluting the whole street? And I'm like, how have they done this as well? Anyway, so got on a lift with Toby and then sorted it out. And then I reckon for 3 weeks later was probably the last little ball. Driving, it was hot throughout summer. Cranked the aircon and just went smacked me in the head. And I was like, all right, okay. They're still coming out of the air vents, but that was one of the better ones.
Yeah, nice.
A fair bit of effort went into it too.
Yeah, good on them.
But majority are just like little ones around like the locker. You put a sort of a cup full of water against the back of their locker, so when they open it up, it just goes everywhere. And you're hoping they've got like clothes or something that are dry, so now they're all wet all day. But little things like that.
Hopefully not on your lucky box. Isaac, I bet you receive hundreds of random DMs from people. Someone would like to know, can you read us a weird or shocking one that you have received?
I've had a few. I'd have to go through. I haven't got any on me right now.
Yep.
But you'd be able to go through my phone and find some whack ones. But, there's a couple of. Can I even say this? I had one. It was, can I post them my jocks after a game before washing them in the mail? So that was a bit of a
right.
Some people sickos out there.
Yeah, I think I know the guy that said that. What is the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you on a footy ground?
Well, last year at the end of it was because I had a hole in them.
In your jocks?
They fell out. Of
Did
my
they?
jocks. Yeah.
Yeah. That didn't get caught on
the
camera.
bottom.
Who was that Richmond player who had a little bit of a slip?
It was his first year too.
Yeah, Sam someone. Yeah. Okay, so luckily you didn't get captured on camera.
I didn't get captured.
Yeah, but you noticed pretty quick.
Yeah.
Understandable. Before I go, I want to ask you about something that happened in July 2025. Telstra took you back to your old club in Newcastle, the Cardiff Hawks. You spoke to some of the young players about mental health. Tell me about that experience. Yeah,
this was a pretty special one for me. It was obviously my local footy club, Telstra, that I've been working extremely closely with, and on these Telstra Footy Country grants. And Telstra obviously do an amazing job with supporting local clubs throughout the whole of Australia. So any club, and if there's any clubs that want to, and after listening to this, want to put an application in, I think it opens again in December. But you can apply for a grant of up to $20,000, and it can help with whatever you like throughout the club. So majority of the times it's might be clothing, so your Guernseys, like your football kit, or your footballs, goalpost,
facilities, all that sort of stuff.
Pads, help out with the facilities. And we had Telstra had one come across their desk where it was obviously my local footy club, but it was the first one of its kind. Mental health first aid training is what they asked for. They had a death throughout 2024 that sort of rocked the club a little bit, and it was really nice to then get back there, and Telstra put on a really special event throughout the middle of the week, and we're lucky enough to get Brodie Grundy as well. We drove to Newcastle, and we had people from Lifeline come in, and we were able to work with run around with the kids, do some skills with the kids, have a laugh, sign some things, and muck around with them, do some TikTok dances. I think I did more of that than I did kicking the footy. And then we worked with the senior group and ran a few, I guess, courses on the first steps of mental health first aid. Yeah. And we had, like I said, some people from Lifeline come in, and some experts, and really help out there. So it was amazing to get back. And I mean, even if we just put a smile on some of the kids or the seniors' faces, that's our job done. But at the same time, if we could push some knowledge onto them, and they could learn anything to do, whether it was with Brodie or myself, or for mental health. So
that must have been an incredible experience for you and Telstra to team up, to go back to that club where it all began for you. That must have meant so much to them now that you are, one of the biggest superstars of the league. So well done on that. And hopefully more people apply for that grant. Isaac Heeney, you have done very well in this interview. Congratulations. Thank you so much for chatting to news.com.au. You're a legend, and good luck in 2026.
Thank you very much. Bring it on.
Follow or subscribe to From the Newsroom wherever you get your podcasts.